All right. So now, here we go. We'll have to start this over. We are 0-0. And now we're going to be playing a little bit of Burn Historic. And this is a list that I found and I tweaked it a little bit. The list that I originally found was playing 4 Helixes and 4 Pillar of Flame instead of Viashino Pyromancer. I think Viashino Pyromancer is a phenomenal card. I really like it in a lot of situations. It's really good. It's also just extra wizards for Wizards Lightning, and I like Pillar of Flame doesn't seem great. Like it seems like a shock that exiles, which doesn't really impress me. And I'm gonna be honest, if I had access to 4 Lightning Helix, I would be playing 4 Lightning Helix, but I don't have that many rare cards. Just being honest. So, whoa, what? Yeah, and here, the sideboard I just kind of threw together. I don't really know what I'm looking for. So we're playing 3 Magma Spray, 3 Lava Coil is removal, Rip Apart is removal or enchantment artifact stuff. Rolling Vortex seems like a very good card, and Soul Guide Lantern to help with graveyard shenanigans. So don't really know what all we'll play against. Oh, well, but I'm excited to try it. It's 5:50. We'll play for about an hour, and then we'll probably cut and we'll either play some Rocket League or we'll play some Call of Duty to end the stream tonight. Just kind of wanted to get an extra day in. Missed Tuesday. We had family in town, so I missed Tuesday streaming. This hand seems really good. We're gonna keep this, but just excited to get an extra day in. Also think I'm going to start trying to stream more regularly on the weekends. I've been really enjoying it lately. Like I've enjoyed streaming from day one, but I've been really enjoying. Oh, Gruel Aggro, okay. But I've been really enjoying like streaming that fourth day of the week, and things like that. Like I've really enjoyed it lately. Curious to see what our opponent's doing here. I think it's worth spending a shock on this to stop our opponent from having a Bone Crusher Giant. I don't know that a lot of people agree with that decision, but that is something that I believe in. Voltaic Brawler is good. We're going to shock this too. Depending on what we draw, we might just put Luris into our hand next turn. Having a companion, like the companion is like such a cool addition to like so many like decks like this, like these like red deck wins kind of strategies that have like some like random burn spells. Cloythus is going to be a real problem. So we're going to go ahead and get value off of our Luris and play our Lava Runner. And they're going to exile one of our 2 shocks, but we do get to get in for 2 points here. Beating the Cloythus is going to be tough. I won't lie about that one. That's a hard card to beat. I've always wanted to play like Gruul Burn and play Cloythus. Maybe that's something I should try to put together. That doesn't seem bad. We'll try that and see what we can do. So we're going to play Lava Runner. We're going to play Pillar of Flame. We're going to attack for 4. Put our opponent to 14. We're going to play Sacred Foundry tapped. Now we have lost our Luris, which is unfortunate, but our opponent was forced to use a Bone Crusher Giant on it, so yep, they get to exile our Luris. I wish I had enough wild cards to play the Rakdos Pyromancer deck in this format. Like just honestly, I really like the card and it's really good. I really like that deck in Pioneer, and I think it's really good in Historic too, so I'd really like to try it in this format and see how it compares to the Pioneer version. Probably going to get a 4/4 here. Yep. So we're going to serve it up here. Yep. Lightning Strike this. I mean, unfortunately, like, Cloythus is just, like, swinging the tide so much. There's nothing we're gonna draw that's gonna be relevant here, so yeah, we're just gonna concede here. Cloithus is just gonna win on the surface here. Like if we had an extra threat, maybe we could do something with it, but it's just so bad. Lava Coil seems really good, and Rip Apart seems really good. Cards that don't seem great include Pillar of Flame. Lightning Helix seems really good. Cut some number of Pyromancer, cut a couple Skewer, try it that way. A lot of other stuff has Trample, so having blockers isn't super relevant, I don't feel like. It could just be completely wrong of me. His hand seems okay. It's one more land than I'd like, but I think with a Lava Coil or Rip Apart off the top, I think we could have some luck with this hand, so. We're going to lead on Lava Runner so that we can attack without having to play our Lightning Strike the following turn. We're going to put our opponent to 17 here. Light up the stage would be a very welcome draw step right here. There are lots of things that I would not complain about, if I'm being honest, so. Our opponent goes to 15. Off the shock. Stomp that, okay. Then we get to serve up 2 here, put our opponent to 13. And then we have Wizard's Lightning for more than likely whatever they play. We can just like get it off the field this way next turn. Interesting. Our opponent's drawn multiple Bone Crusher Giants in both of our games here so far, which has been very good. Like there's really nothing we can do about that. Bone Crusher Giant's insane in these kind of matchups. Generally, the bigger deck wins in this kind of lay of the land. Okay, so they can eat one of our threats here. I imagine they'll eat probably, I don't know. Honestly, it's hard to tell. We're out of resources. I'd probably eat the Lava Runner here, honestly, if it were me, but it's not me, so. What did they eat? Yeah. Play this. Now we have Wizard's Lightning. Pelk Collector, okay. I'm going to hold the Wizard's Lightning because it pumps up our Lumimancer during our turn. So we can hit this. We can attack for 4. Okay, interesting. And then they get to have 2 4/4 block, or a 4/4 and a 4/3 blocker, or 2 4/4 blockers here. Okay. I'm willing to sit and say go like this. Clothis is unfortunate, but still beatable. Alright, cool. Okay. So this is a tough scene. Carly's very animated about whatever she's playing right now. We'll cut the skewers, and I guess we'll... Yeah, bring in the Pyromancers. Pyromancer does seem very good. Our opponent gets to go first. This hand's very good. We'll keep this. This hand has a lot of interaction and value. Go ahead and shock the Llanowar Elf here. Make our opponent play with us. Interesting. We'll say go. I mean, we're representing like a shock here, so if they have a stomp, they have to at least respect the fact that if they go for it, we can just kill Pelt Collector in response. They have no respect for that. Okay, that's very interesting. And if I'm being honest, when I say interesting, I really feel like it's more like stupidity. Like, I don't really understand people's want to go for stuff like that in that situation. Like, maybe they have no other play. Maybe they're forced to. That's also very possible. They have 4 cards in their hand, so that doesn't strike me as super likely, but... Okay. Yep. I'll take Brawler gets energy, you get that. I hope they attack. It's a straight up 2 for 1 here if they do. Interesting. We're gonna attack, or we're gonna lightning strike that, I mean. We're gonna go upstairs and see what happens. I don't know if I entirely think this is correct, but I'm interested to see what happens. And if they want to double block, I'm willing to trade a Brawler for a Soulscar Mage here. Yeah, this is fine. Because we have 2 removal spells left in our hand. Or we have a Lightning Strike and a Lava Coil. Okay. Now they're going to serve up 4. We're going to go to 16. Lightning strike that, and then we're gonna have to go to 12 to take care of the Bone Crusher Giant, and then if nothing else, we have Lurrus next turn. We only have 2 Soulscar Mages we can play from our graveyard, so it doesn't seem completely unreasonable. Bone Crusher Giant off the top's a pretty good draw, boss. Guess one good draw step deserves another. I don't want them to be able to Ember Cleave, so we're going to go ahead and do this now. We are at 10, so, I mean, that's not great. I'll take Brawler, okay. They've had just 1 Bone Crusher Giant so far. Play Lurrus. Play one of our Soulscar Mages. Play the other Soulscar Mage in our hand. Feels like they have a land or something they can't do for that much mana. So I feel like if we get lucky and they brick once or twice here, we might be able to get away with a win here. Like, I'm going to throw that in front because if they don't have anything, if they have Embercleave, we're just dead if we don't block. So Lava Coil off the top, please. We're going to say go here just in case. I guess we're going to have to throw... Lyris in front. Then we go back to 5. Have Raminap Ruins. Wow. Are we serious right now? That's a ton of lands, so we're going to put both of our things in front just to not die here, and they're going to trample over for nothing. I guess technically we can go to 3. Because Raminap Ruins just puts us to 1. They could have just won right there. Yep. Alright, well, we had some pretty lackluster draws, like 3 or 4 draw steps in a row there that cost us to lose that game. If we hit, like, any kind of damage spell that allows us to... Any kind of damage-based spell that allows us to shrink the... I did the wrong thing there. We're not 1-0. We are 0-1. Yeah, if we had got any... Really anything there to do there, that would have been real good. All right, so we have another mythic. I think we're just wanting to add Helix to our collection here. I'm playing Helix in basically everything I'm doing. So we're going to add Helix, take away a Pillar of Flame. And then in this one, we're also going to add Helix. Well, do I even want another Helix here? I don't even know if I want a Helix there. I think I want a Helix in the sideboard, though. Either way, though, we just need something to... Like, Lightning Helix is just such a good Magic card. Like, it's a 6-point swing. Like, so it's just kind of like, however you want to look at it, it's just insane. Oh, Sandy Dog's playing in top 8 right now. Top 8 of some Strixhaven thing. Oh, we have no land, so obviously we can't keep this. Opponent keeps 7. Wow. We'll keep that and put a Lumimancer on the bottom. And we will lead on Soulscar. Brainstorm during your turn. That's interesting. If they were looking for lands and they didn't hit one, that's the good thing about this format. Like, Brainstorm in formats like this is cool because now you're Brainstorm locked. But there is a good chance they weren't looking for lands, so... Blue-black, okay. Is this like Pact combo, maybe? Valky, okay. You get a Lumimancer, sure. Drawing a Pillar of Flame here would be really good. We will settle for shock. We get to put our opponent's A-team, play Lumimancer. Shock's not a bad draw step there. Try to go upstairs. Go to 15, go to 11. We'll play our other Lumbomancer and say go. This definitely feels like Grixis Pact combo. Which, from what I hear, the deck's everywhere. Like that. That is like one of the things I do know about Historic is that that deck is like almost everywhere. It feels like. Could be Storm's Wrath. Storm's Wrath would be bad for us. Nicol Bolas, sure. We discard our land. Would have been nice to have drawn a Lightning Strike there because we could have just shoved. Strikes at 8, and then the 4 puts into 4. So, I mean, there could have been an argument to kill the Nicol Bolas or do that, taking an extra turn. Okay. That's not very good for us, but... Thoughtseize our Lurrus away. That sucks. But they are at 9. So there is some downfall to that for them. Hopefully not another Time Warp. That would be bad for us. Okay. And then next turn, if they have a land, they can transform Nicol Bolas. They get to attack us, put us to 8, and then play Nicol Bolas. It's Grixis in 3. Or I'm sorry, it's Grixis in 4 because it costs 7. So... I feel like that text box could be in a better place. Try it like that. I mean, they're going to put us to 1 here. So if they have like a burn spell, they win. This is just Grixis mid-range here. Pretty disappointing that we're going to probably lose to this. Okay, they have another blocker, which is fine. Fiashino Pyromancer ain't it. Chief called. Maybe we don't want 20 lands in these decks we keep playing. I think having 3 Rolling Vortex is good. And then I think Pillar of Flame and Shock are our worst spells. And I think we just want to just try and do this. I think having a 1 of Pillar of Flame in the main isn't bad. It gives us a 5th Shock. I don't know. I can't really think of an extra spell that could be better. Like, the only thing I could think of that would be better would be Crash Through. And, I mean, that's better. Like, that's debatable, I feel like, in this kind of deck. Especially in this kind of deck. In the Prowess deck we played, I could see us playing that. But playing that in this doesn't seem very intuitive. We'll play first. I think we're going to have to mulligan this. Keep this. We'll put a mountain on the bottom. Lead on Lumbomancer and say go. Brainstorm during their turn. Domia. Let's get him for 5. Tag for 2. Play Pyromancer, put our opponent to 9. With Helix in our hand. Oh, excuse me. We get to put our opponent to 6 and then to 2 here, and then we're just going to run out the land. We don't have anything else to do. With our opponent being at 2, there's basically an infinite number of cards that kill them in our deck. Okay, that seems pretty good. Burn spell, please. That serves as a burn spell. Pretty good draw step. Yep, alright. We won that game without even having to use our Roiling Vortex, which is kind of nice. I think we're just going to leave it the way that it is. We have a lot of targeted removal, which makes things like Hostage Taker and Boros like not great. Like those are good cards, and I'm not saying they're bad, but I'm saying that our excuse me, our already massive amount of targeted removal makes those cards worse because we can normally just attack through them if the situation allows for it. So game 3, we're on the draw here. We keep losing game 1s. Maybe that's something that we should consider. Maybe we should consider playing a some different cards to play around that. Lead on Lava Runner. We're not going to play a land to see if they play a removal spell here instead of taking one. Maybe if they try to play around a lot at the stage. Okay, it appears they're not going to. I'm really interested while we're playing Burn and talking about this kind of stuff. I'm really interested to see if Modern Horizons 2 gives us any cool cards for Burn. Like if we get anything, like if they give us like an old Legacy staple. Like I'm honestly curious to see if they will. Lumomancer. Lava Runner. We're going to play Soulscar Mage here. Alright. Maybe they counter this, maybe they bounce something. I don't know. We're just going to try to get in and get as many points in as we can. Bounce our Lumomancer. Okay, seems good. We're going to discard our Lumomancer here. I don't see a reason to keep it. That was a good draw step. That was an insanely good draw step, actually. Lightning Strike them. Skewer this thing. Get in for a bunch. If they want to trade with the Pyromancer, they're forced to take 7 and go to 5, which is really solid for us because we still have Luris on backup. We haven't had to use that at all yet. This could be a sweeper. I was like, this could be Bolas number 2. So this really works out. That's actually like insane because we attack for 6, they block, they go to 1, and then we have Rolling Vortex to deal them damage on their upkeep. So they go, die to Rolling Vortex. Thanks for playing. Alright. Well, we got out of there with that one. Which I'm not gonna lie, after losing the first game, I wasn't super hype about it. I didn't know if we were gonna get out of there with a win. Cast 30 black or green spells. I think that's something that people do when they play Arena normally, is that they grind out the daily challenges, and that's just really like I don't play enough Arena to like really get into that. We're on the play. I wanted to play light up the stage this turn, but you can't have it all, right? I hate that we're gonna let them have young Pyromancer here for a turn, but there's not much we can do about it. This blue-red Pyromancer? Is this like Phoenix with Pyromancer? Or maybe it's blue-red Prowess with Pyromancer? Of one mind. Now that I don't know what. Whatever this guy's doing, I'm about it. I love the card of one mind. We're gonna play that. Play this. Taxis. Obviously, you can see the shot coming from a mile away. Take 2, go to 14. Generally, and I say generally because I have lost games like this, but generally matchups like this are good for the burn deck. You can just kill all of their stuff. Thing in the Ice makes this hard. Crackling Drake would be a rough one here, I won't lie. Well, I guess Crackling Drake wouldn't be that bad. We could just kill it, but... Okay. Okay. Make a blocker, which is annoying. Okay. I mean, they get an extra token out of it. Like, it's not like it's backbreaking one way or the other. Like, there was a good chance that this was coming anyway. They'll probably double block with the tokens here. They're not. Interesting. I'm going to put Luris into our hand. We have a Lumimancer in the yard that we can play. Well, if we draw another white source, we can. Alright, that's like their third or fourth young Pyromancer. That's their third young Pyromancer in 17 cards. Jesus. Expressive Iteration is an insane card. I really like that card. I'll probably be playing Blue-Red Prowess in Modern one night this week with that card. I really like that card a lot. Probably be playing Blue-Red Prowess in Pioneer with that card, honestly. Kill the bajillionth young Pyromancer. We're going to attack in for 4. If they go for some kind of crazy blocks, we'll Wizard... I don't want our creatures to die, so we'll Wizard's Lightning here. Okay. They're not going to go for that. We're just going to let them block that way. We're definitely going to kill that thing. In response, kill that. I have zero interest in letting Sprite Dragon hang out. Play Young Pyromancer and Of One Mind and Pioneer. I'd like to play something like that. With Expressive Iteration, it doesn't seem bad, honestly. Probably make a halfway decent Modern deck out of that. Sure. Brainstorm. Fabled Passenger Brainstorm is as close as you can get to... I mean, it is literally a fetch land, so I mean, it does allow you to do some pretty interesting stuff, but... Soulscar Mage, okay. I mean, we are letting them know that we don't have anything here, but if they block the Pyromancer either way, we're just going to play Luris and then play our Pyromancer. It's just immediate value. Our opponent's a 6. Shock to Luris is unfortunate, but there's only so much we can do about that. Stormwing Entity is a really good follow-up. How are we scrying here? That's a real question. 2 to the top. It's pretty scary. just honestly. Moby Diglett. What an interesting name. Probably means they're wanting to play something now, if I had to guess. That's the only reason I can come up with a want to brainstorm now. Okay, that makes sense. And they're going to scratch through to the top again. It's pretty good. Lightning Strike would be good here. Well, ask and you shall receive, I suppose. Start there, kill that. We're going to crash in. Put our opponent to 2, which means any burn spell off the top is lethal, and I mean there's still quite a few of them in our deck. Expressive Iteration is a really good card. Based off that, they probably know what they're going to do with the cards. Well, I mean, I guess they get to look at 3 cards, and they knew about 2 of them. So one goes into their hand, one goes to the bottom, and then one goes... What is this? Can I please... Oh, so it's think twice, except you actually have to, like, 5 other cards from your graveyard, except you have to pay for it. Lava Runner wins the game off the top. I mean, I can't blame them. They have to attack because they have to win the game at some point. Like, them attacking there is actually really smart, in my opinion. At least I think it's smart. So we want Lava Coils, and we want... Magma Sprays, just to help deal with stuff. And then cards that we want to cut are... Probably just cut Pyromancer, and then cut Skewer. It's the worst burn spell. So, Magma Sprays help us clean up. Magma Sprays are more 1-mana answers to a lot of their smaller threats, including Soulscar Mage and Young Pyromancer. And Lava Coil helps us deal with the bigger threats like... Stormwing Entity. There was another one that we saw. That was 3 toughness or more. I can't remember, but they might be playing Crackling Drake. And if they're playing Crackling Drake, we'll need an answer to that. That'll be a big one that we'll need an answer to. So, if I'm fortunate enough to draw Lava Coils this game, I'll probably try to hold them until we can get into a place where we need them. It's not it. I wouldn't want to use a Lava Coil on a Young Pyromancer. That's not really something that I'd want to do because it's a waste of resources. We'd rather have a Magma Spray or a Pillar of Flame or a Shock for that. And notably, we did cut an entire set of our creatures. We did cut Young Pyromancer, or not Young Pyromancer, Viashino Pyromancer. Not saying that's correct, but it seems like the worst card off the cuff. This hand's great. We're going to keep this. We have a white source, and we have multiple creatures and multiple removal spells. Alright, we're going to shock the Soulscar Mage here. Drawing an extra shock is really good. Alright, I'm not going to lie. I was not expecting that. So, we're going to play double Soulscar Mage and say go here. So why didn't he opt during his turn to try and find a land? That seems wrong. Like I don't. You'd have to have a pretty good argument to convince me to not look for the land there. So I think we'll attack for 2 here. We'll shock you, try to save our stuff here. Another red source, okay. We do have Wizard's Lightning to play at instant speed here if we need it. Okay. I'm just gonna wait till my turn. pay 2 for that. Attack for 6, put you to 8. We were kind of given a free one here. If we lose this game, I'd be very surprised. Not to say that we couldn't. Our opponent could have like Anger of the Gods or something crazy here. Would not be the first time I played against somebody who had Anger of the Gods in a spot like that. Yeah, okay. Alright. They concede. Alright. So we kind of get like a free win there. Our opponent was nice enough to help us out and give us a free win in that spot. I mean, I wouldn't... saying that implies that our opponent did it on purpose, but I don't think they did. They kept a one-lander and got punished, and it allowed us to get a free win out of the deal, so... Also, I don't know if anybody heard this, but Wizards announced that they are starting back sanctioned play, which means Opens and GPs are coming back in like June. Yeah, they told us last night at the shop. I'm sorry, I didn't even think about it. They just like came out of nowhere and told us that they're coming back. Like I think it's like last week in June. I told Joseph, I said I don't care if the first one's in Connecticut, we're going. Yeah. We're playing against an unknown opponent, and I think we keep this on the draw. We're playing 20 lands. I'm okay with keeping this on the draw. It'd be better if we had a lot of Prestige in our hand. Our opponent plays a tapped land that gains them a life. Interesting. Didn't know people actually played those cards. This must be like a super mana intensive deck. Okay, Pillar of Flame. Land, please. Land, please. All right, we didn't draw a land, but that's okay. I don't know what our opponent's playing. What? Huh? Oh. So this feels like we're playing against Phoenix. Pillar of Flame number 2 is annoying. We'll play our Pyromancer. Pillar of Flame is like really good and like has a lot of like play in a lot of matchups because it exiles. And you know it might be better than Shock honestly at the current point in time. I like Shock's instant speed interaction, but Pillar of Flame deals 2 to any target. Now it's a sorcery, but it does exile, so it's like to any target. Yeah. So it's like Magma Spray that can go upstairs. Except it's a sorcery. Your third! Ugh, stop! God. Our opponent's driving me crazy. That's their third Pillar of Flame. Faithless Looting? Oh, yeah. Put a couple birds in the yard, make me cry. Put a couple birds into the yard, make me cry? No. Interesting. So we're gonna play our I know we drew into a lot of the stage, but I think playing Shock a lot of the stage and not hitting a land is completely backbreaking. So I think we need to put Pyromancer onto the field in hopes that we can play a lot of the stage next turn. Expressive Iteration, okay. Maybe I bet this is for a budget land base. Straight up, I bet that's for a budget land base, and I can't blame them. So you do get to play, so you do have to play cards off Expressive Iteration, the one that you exile face up. That's good to know for tournament play, considering tournament play is actually relevant now. So, yep. So we're going to attack, and we're going to start with light up the stage here. Well, we're going to kill this. We're not letting this stick around, even if we didn't hit a land, which is kind of disappointing. Also, doing that, playing light up the stage this turn shows us that playing shock into light up the stage would not have worked out the previous turn, which even if it wasn't the correct decision, makes me feel good about my decision because we would have been punished and we wouldn't have had damage on the field. So our Lava Runner does have haste. So hopefully we draw land so that we can go Lumimancer, Wizard's Lightning, Lava Runner. That would be a pretty sweet turn. Oh, Lord. I don't know what our opponent's tanking about so hard here. They are tanking, though. Maybe our opponent's not there? I guess our opponent's not there. So I think we're going to play Light Up the Stage and hope we hit a land. Which I think we need to hit a third land if we're going to do something here. Our opponent's obviously stepped away for some reason. So I think if they rope again during our turn, we win the game on the spot. I don't know how that works, but I think it kicks them from the match, like the whole match, and we win. It's unfortunate we didn't hit a land, but I think having all these options at our disposal is very good, so. Okay. Finished off my sweet tart bucks. Okay. Games like this are what take forever, and this is the kind of stuff that I hate because now this is going to have to be my last match. I was going to be able to get in a fifth match actually in an hour, which is pretty impressive. I was going to be able to get in a fifth match, but now our opponent's taking up so much time that I'm not going to have time for a fifth match tonight. Which is a little disappointing. I'm really enjoying this deck, but it is what it is. There's only so much we can do, so. This is exactly 6 if they don't have anything, so it appears as our opponent's not given the chance to respond here because they've used all their ropes. So against this appears to be Phoenix. We want Lava Coil and Magma Spray. Pillar of Flame seems good. We will cut Pyromancers and a couple of Skewers to help with the... Oh, excuse me. Just to help, like, Pyromancer's the worst creature probably in this matchup if I had to guess. So, just kind of helps with everything. Our opponent ever decides that they're going to do something here. Hmm. Well, so I thought Arena had it set up to where when stuff like this happened, it kicked your opponent. But it's kind of frustrating that it's not just kicking our opponent because they're not doing anything. So, but the good with the bad. It's an aggressive take. Well, God, these are the kind of games that I hate. I hate when people do stuff like this. It's so frustrating. Let's look and see what's happening in Pioneer. I wonder if anything's changed in Pioneer. While we're waiting on our opponent. Mono Blue Spirits in Pioneer. That's interesting. Sended Spirit. Miscasts. Spell Pierce. Lofty Denial. It seems interesting. I wouldn't care to play something like this, honestly. Mystical Subdual. Interesting. Our opponent's still not doing anything. What? Kite Sail Freebooter. Oh, is this the humans deck? People still playing this? Whoa, what is this? Silver Quill Silencer. Choose a non-land card name. Cast a spell with this name. They lose 3 life and you draw a card. Now that's interesting. Hey, I won. Well, let's see. Let's pull this up here. Well, we had a much different turnout with our burn deck as opposed to our prowess deck. We had a 1-3 with the prowess deck and a 3-1 with the burn deck. I don't know. I like both the decks. They were a lot of fun, honestly. I enjoyed playing them quite a bit. Here's the burn deck we were playing. The deck was pretty cool. I think that Pillar of Flame might be better served as a 4th Lightning Helix when I get a wild card for it, but I could be wrong. I think Lightning Helix. I mean, maybe it should be 2 Pillar of Flame, 2 Helix, and then 2 more Helix on the sideboard. I think there's a very solid argument for that. I don't know what I'd cut, but it seems pretty good. Might try Pillar of Flame over Shock and then play a 1-of Shock. Let's put that together so that we can have that next time. Next time that we play it. Interested to try that and see how it does, because I think that exile effect might be better served. I do like the instant speed interaction that comes from Shock, but I think that the Pillar of Flame exile is pretty relevant. But that's it for Magic. We're going to take about a 5 or a 10 minute break here, and then when we come back, I'm not sure what we'll be playing. We'll